Hey, what's up everyone? Happy Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. So we are near the end of July and I still haven't done much prospecting for my 9x12 that's going out at the end of the next month. But I don't have that many spots that I have to sell because luckily I have several people that are repeating for a number of different reasons. One, I have my painter that has a commitment to the next 2 spots, my last card plus 2 more for barter for the drywall repair they did last month. And so that spot's taken. My pavers guy, he's good for every card I do by default. I reached out to my insurance adjuster guy. He says he's good to go with this next one. My mortgage guy that's in my BNI group, he's ready to go for the next one as well. And then I have my big spot for the pawn shop company that I messed up their ad last time, so I'm giving them the free spot on this one as a correction to that last one. So really I just have about maybe four or 5 spots left. What I'm going to do this time around is I'm going to do something different on the front top corner. I was alerted to the fact that most of my ads are not very responsive. They don't have a lot of engagement and potential reception by the community, so there's nothing that drives them to respond. So I'm going to put up a bunch of little restaurant ads and stuff up there, and I don't have much time to call all these different restaurants. So luckily, my cold caller from Argentina that I worked with last time that I had the best experience with, he's back online. He recently graduated, and he put up his back to work on Upwork again, and not on Upwork, on Fiverr. And it's a little bit higher price than he was before. Last time it was like $45 for 8 hours of work, and now he's up to like $75 for 8 hours of work, which is still a deal, still better than anybody else that I'd find locally or whatnot. And he speaks the language, he understands the concept, and you know, he worked a couple extra hours last time for me too. So happy to work with him again. I already reached out to him, let him know my ideas. He's like, oh man, restaurants are going to be tough because, you know, the restaurant owners are rarely ever there. He already like understood the bottlenecks and the potential pitfalls of my approach to getting them. So it's very nice to like work with somebody that like understands and like kind of gives a little pushback on an idea. And so I'm gonna put together some lists of stuff of restaurants and stuff for him to contact, and at least kind of gauge interest, get some information from them. The spots will be much cheaper because they'll be tiny. I'll be really little ads, just enough like for their logo and their offer of like, you know, buy one get one free entrees, or a free appetizer with 2 entrees, or you know, free dessert or something. If you're looking for ideas for offers, Mitch Tebow of the 9x12 method recently put out an excellent video all about offers, all about high responsive things for a number of different industries. So I'll link that YouTube video in the comments so you can check that out. I really like that video by him. You'll see me in the comments there saying that's the best video he's put out in a while. It's really actionable, especially for me right where I'm at right now, and wanting to make my ads a little bit more responsive and have better deals in them. So check that out. Inspired by that and a number of other conversations I've had, I want to get some more kind of local focused, like restaurant-y things, or like dessert, ice cream shops, pizza places, taco shops, any of those kind of things that people would love to hear from and love, and would save like a good deal for. So I'm gonna work on doing that with the spot that was previously my like resource directory and community events and stuff. So I got a few scans from that, but you know, it probably didn't retain people as much as I thought it might. So that's the plan for that. And then I only have a few other spots, which I need to start utilizing my BNI membership a bit more, because right now I'm in my own BNI group. We got like, you know, about 10 or 12 people in there, and we're putting together a card of our own to go out to a specific neighborhood a bunch of times over the next 6 months. But the good thing about BNI is that they have all these different networks. Around here in South Florida, there's like probably like 40 or 50 different BNI little sub chapters. And you can, once you're a member of BNI and you pay your dues for that, you can be a visitor at all these different groups. And several of my advertisers have been in BNI before or currently. And so I can just kind of hop into different meetings and introduce myself, introduce my offer, and I'll stand out because according to like the director of the area, there's very little like direct mail companies that are in BNI and a lot of businesses that are looking to network and reach more people. So it's a natural fit that I've just kind of been sleeping on and haven't had the chance to kind of push forward with. So that's going to be one of my research things that I'm going to be doing this week is finding all those different groups, because my next mailing is going to be going to Pinecrest and Palmetto Bay, and they even have like specific BNI groups specifically for those different areas. So it's kind of like a chamber of commerce, kind of like a networking meeting, but kind of smashed into one and very localized with people that are like in that area. And so I just got to reach out to them, introduce myself, and ask to be a visitor in one of their upcoming meetings, and then just kind of share the card, share the information about it, see if they know anybody that might be interested, and kind of go from there. So that's my game plan for the next hopefully 2 or 3 weeks, that I can finish prospecting and selling the spots for this card, and just kind of get it ready to print. Now, on the other side of things, we got the EDDM School Group, and that's been going well. Thank you for everybody that's been joining over there. I hit over 100 members, which is incredible to me, considering I've tried like making little groups and stuff online, Facebook groups and stuff before, and I've never gotten past like 20 or 30 people. So it's testament to the value that you all are bringing to the community and meeting with each other and sharing where you're at in the journey. I noticed there's a lot of beginners. And I asked in the group, what is everybody looking to kind of get out of this group? Because I just threw the school group together kind of on a whim, just as a place to like share my tools and stuff like that. But as I keep seeing people come in, I want to make sure I deliver value to everybody that's in there. And so several people asked for kind of like a starting guide, kind of like a course or something to like kind of get them started, considering there's a lot of beginners out there that want to just figure out what are their next steps. So if you want to join the group, it's going to be completely free for the next couple days. August 1st, I'm going to be taking like a snapshot of all the members that are in a part of the free group, and going to give you exclusive access to like a sub-module that will be locked to anybody else that comes in new. So it'll be my way of like kind of rewarding anybody that took action fast without necessarily making the whole group paid, which would restrict like anybody else coming in and like kind of learning about the basics. But I'll probably have like specific modules that are tailored to different parts of the process. But if you get in there before August 1st, I'm going to take a snapshot and you'll automatically get access to everything that I'm going to have in there without having to pay extra for anything on that end. So with that said, right now we just kind of have a couple little things going on in the group. And I have like my videos for the tools kind of in there as a place so you can like kind of check out what the different tools are, what they do. But I'm going to build up a little course, just kind of very action oriented. Like if this is where you're at, this is what you need to do in order to like get to the next step in the process. And they'll be locked, and then you have to like do things to unlock them as you go. So that way it inspires the action. You're not just going to go in and read through 50 pages of documentation on stuff that probably isn't even relevant to you where you're at in your journey right now. So it'll be focused, to be completely frank, I'm using AI a lot to help me in structuring the program and that kind of stuff. So if you want a shortcut to like kind of having your own course on any of this stuff, AI knows about the 9x12 method. Everything that we talk about and feed the internet talking about this, everything that Jake's talked about for the last like 15 years, is in probably the mind of the internet, and thus ChatGPT. I like to use Claude, Claude.ai. It's another free one to start. You get like a certain amount of conversations a day, and it has a better kind of phrasing. It speaks more human like, and has really good understanding of a lot of things. So I'm using that to help me structure the course that I'm going to be laying out. So it's not so much about my knowledge and my everything that I know about this process. It's more about what is known about this process, because it's really very simple when you get down to it. There's several stages that you need to go through in order to do a card. You need to prepare, you need to execute, and you need to follow up. You need to do like certain little things. And if you do want to pay and you want to, get like the best education possible, I go to Jake Lorraine and his high response marketing channel. The first thing that I did when I discovered this thing is I bought I think it's like $275 course that goes through the exact 5 steps to do. He has like five different modules, and it has like all sorts like bonus material in there, telling about all sorts of stuff having to do with direct mail, EDDM, 9x12, sharing postcards, everything. It's his 9x12 mastery program. It's awesome. If you have the money to spend, if you sold a couple ads and you like want to like really dig into it, I'd say go there and get that. It's separate from his elite membership, so it is like a little bit extra, but I mean, for the price, it's the gold standard of knowledge of everything that Jake has built in the 9x12 community, just made easy to digest in there. But I'm going to be basing mine more on like just very strategic, step by step. All right, you're at the beginning phase, you're at the discovery phase, you've just heard about the 9x12 method, you found me, you found a couple other YouTube channels talking about it, but you don't know what to do first. And so it's going to be focused on that. So as I build out those modules, first they'll probably be text-based, and I'll make videos like this talking about them, talking through them. But I'll try to get the first, at least, stage posted in the group today, so you can go in there and start up with that. Then over time, maybe I'll like have the whole course locked behind like a pay thing for new members that come in after August 1st. But anybody that starts before then will have that access completely free. You already have free trials to all my tools in there. I'll probably give everybody like a bonus trial, because my trials are generally not time stamped. They're generally like kind of usage stamped. So with my link track, you get 20 tracking codes. I'll probably make a school group exclusive for 40 codes to start with. Same thing with rapid slips. You get 5K to start out. Maybe I'll make a 10K to start out. Bonus for people that are in before August 1st as a particular trial. And so I'm still kind of structuring those things out. But first things first, a lot of people have asked, because they're just starting out, where do I begin? So that's going to be the first module I'll put in the school group, and it'll just kind of go through line by line what exactly you need to do when you're just starting out, how to plan out your routes. You can use Route Snip for free to do that. And then, but really first, before you even do that, you want to understand your neighborhood. You want to kind of look around. You want to kind of know what are good companies for different areas in your market. And you want to be able to have conversations with local business owners before you do a lot of things. Because when I first started out, I had an idea in my mind that I was like, all right, I'm going to go to this area in Coral Gables, this local area. But when I first talked to a bunch of people, they're like, I want to go down to Pinecrest. I want to go down to this area. So if I'd spent 2 or 3 weeks like plotting out like all my routes and everything else like that, just to be thrown a curveball of like, we actually really want this neighborhood over here, you'll find that out only by having conversations with people. And I know there's a lot of people that are trying this, and a lot of people that have had mixed or no success in doing it. And some of them are, in my community that, they're talking about their frustrations in it. And so I want to kind of lean into that and figure out why it's not working out for them, and like what those conversations are that they have had and where they've been and how it was structured and how it was framed. Because if you are just going out and pitching and expecting to like somebody to sign like immediately, that might happen some of the time, but a lot of the time you're gonna have to build up a relationship with people first, to get them to know you're not just like every other marketer that's like, trying to spam them with their own offer. You have a unique offering that you want to promote, and share with them. So that'll be that'll be your first step, is to like find out what area you're going to be going to, and really step zero is find the people that you want to talk to. So know the industries that you want to have on your card and make a list. To start for free, just go to Google and just start searching like, HVAC repair near me. Look at the results, look at the sponsored ones, because you already know they're paying a whole bunch of money for every single lead, probably like $40-50 for every single lead that they get from those, sponsored, posts on Google. And call them, be like, hey, don't use their ad. Don't call the number on their ad. Try not to click on their ad, because they have to pay for all those, leads and links. So you don't want to be calling them on whatever tracking number and they see that you're just a marketer trying to sell them something, because you'll you'll have hurt them a couple ways. But like, just kind of Google their own name separately, and then find their website, find their phone number in there, and then contact them. Just give them a call. Don't bother with email. Email is kind of hard to start with, and kind of just have a conversation. Be like, hey, I saw you advertising on Google. How's that working for you guys? Because I'm a local marketing guy here. I'm putting together this big postcard. I have my own business. We're doing this kind of thing for the community, and I'm looking to see if this is like a viable option. If it's something like business owners like you might be interested in, before I dig further into it, and see if it makes sense for people, and have the conversation that way. So you're asking their advice. It puts them in the expert role. It kind of puts them on a certain kind of pedestal. It feeds their ego and stuff. But they might not advertise with you, but you can get a lot of information from these people that are in the market doing business. They might say, oh yeah, my ad price for that, like, business has been slow in general, but search volume's been down. So actually my costs are not that great for what I'm getting out of it. So it's perfect. We're so flooded with business. Anytime we need it, we turn it on, and then we're good. And you can have a much more productive conversation there. Whereas being like, hey, do you want to get on this postcard? It's going to this for this price. They're like, in their mind, in the back of their mind, they're already saying, well, I can get this for this and this. So, but that's tied off from you. You don't get to know that insight if you're just saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. Would you want to be in it? Start the conversation as like a research trial for you, and learn what they're struggling with, learn what they're dealing with. And you might find a company that's like, I'm doing this. Like, I put some advertisements in like a magazine thing that I haven't seen much out of. But we're definitely like looking for more ways to get our brand out there. And then you can start telling them about like, well, actually that's like a common frustration I see with these magazines and shared, val packs and stuff, is that you're buried among everybody else. That's why we did this, and then start talking about the card. So it leads them to almost kind of asking you about, so what is it that you're doing that isn't one of these other things that I'm already doing? And then they're asking you questions, and then you can like kind of build off of that. So that's my advice for just starting out. I'm gonna put it all together in the course in the school group, and kind of go from there. But I'm almost at work, so I'm gonna be cutting this pretty short. But I just wanted to pop in here and thank you all for. We're over like 350 subscribers here on YouTube, so I really appreciate everybody joining here and getting my advice, my car-bound advice, and for joining the school group, getting over 100 members. That's amazing. It's incredible to me, and I just continue to want to drive value into that and help you all out in your journey doing these cards, because they can be successful. The price that the advertisers can get for this kind of exposure is incredibly valuable, even with postage rates going up, even with the market being saturated by a whole bunch of other people that are doing this method. A lot of people quit and give up after a little while, so it may seem like everybody's doing it right now, but if you stick through it and you just kind of keep consistent, you can build a business that'll stand out in your community and become known for what you're doing. So with that said, I'm going to cut it short, and I just want you guys to take action. So join the school group now and get in there and take a look at the first module. If you have any questions at all, I have intro posts. I have questions on there, like what are you struggling with? So you can just kind of go in there and start seeing my advice for a couple of different things. But I'll have little course modules in there as I build it out. But really, you need to start having conversations with local businesses, and that's what it comes down to. So take my kind of guide to that first conversation. Just treat it like a learning opportunity for you, and I know it's hard. I'm a bit of an introvert. If you see me at a party, I'll be the guy standing in the corner. We're not really talking to anybody unless somebody else comes up and talks to me first. This 9x12 thing was my first venture into actual public entrepreneurship that isn't just building a website or two for a friend or something. And so it forced me out of my shell. It forced me to walk into different storefronts here by my work and have those conversations and pick up the phone and start cold calling different businesses. And the first ones are definitely rough, it's hard to kind of break out of that shell at first, but you can do it. It's not difficult to do. It's just a matter of having a list of numbers. What I did is I went to Google and I just kind of copy and pasted all right, company name, phone number, company name, phone number. Not getting into details, trying to find the owner's name, not doing all that, especially for the first ones. Don't waste any more time than you need to. Just getting a list of business names. Find ones that have good reputation, that you and that seem relatively busy, that have good ratings and lots of ratings and stuff, because they're probably better customer service. That maybe they'll be nicer to you on the phone also. But just get a list of businesses in the different industries that you want to talk to and just start calling them whenever you're most comfortable. Grab a cup of coffee, be like, all right, I'm going to call 10 businesses before I stop for the day. And then the next day, call 15. The next day, call 20. Before you know it, you'll have a nice little routine where whatever you're feeling, whatever fear you're feeling, you just put that aside. This is my task. I'm going to call, and you just start calling. If you're in a local area that it's good to walk around and show up at different businesses, then get some sample cards from Jake. I think it's 20 or 25 bucks. I'll put the link for that in below. And you just get a bundle of his sample cards, and then you can have that with you when you're going local door-to-door prospecting. You can just kind of show people what it is that you're working on, get it in their hands, get them to test it out, and just go from there. So that's the main thing that you need to do first before even understanding the routes and all the tech behind it. Just start calling local businesses, have those conversations, and see where it takes you. If you call 50 businesses and you don't find a single one that's even receptive to doing direct mail, maybe this business isn't for your area. Maybe it's just not going to be something that you're going to want to dive into head first. Maybe in those conversations I'll be like, you know what, I don't really do that, but I am doing a lot of social media stuff, and but it takes me forever to do. Do you know anybody that does that? And you can learn anything on the internet. You can learn social media management. You can learn doing video ads. You can learn doing pretty much anything with the tech you have in your phone. So if you find, after talking to 50 companies, that nobody wants to be in your print shared mailer, but a lot of them do want social media content, and you've already had a conversation with them, and they're not already being served for that, ingest that and then reach out, like, go on YouTube, learn a bunch of stuff about it, and, come back to them in a couple weeks, be like, hey, you know what, I really took that to heart. I've actually had a bunch of conversations while I was doing this and found a lot of people were struggling with the same thing. And so I have the time. I love to learn and I love to support local businesses. So I put together this kind of package as an offer. Would that be something interesting to you? Where we do, like, 30 posts, and they're, AI generated, but they can, like, be automatically fed. You can do all this kind of stuff with different tools that are out there already for social media content generation with AI, with everything else. You can learn pretty much any skill you need to pretty quick. And so that's why I'd say start with that conversation with local businesses. Build your reputation for wanting to help first before trying to sell them things, and take it from there. So that's my spot for the day. Thank you for watching. If you like what I'm saying here, feel free to like, subscribe, join the school community. I'll have links for everything in the description and the comments. And I look forward to connecting with you all there, and we'll keep this business going wherever it goes. And yeah, that's it for now. So take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.